Hiddly diddly do neighbors, my name is Pied Piper and welcome back to another video. Now today, I'm gonna do a video talking about one of my favorite less evil companies, Nokia. I am a fanboy of this company. There are companies that I dislike, like Microsoft. Sadly, they play a story in Nokia's lore, and like some more companies like Apple. But Nokia is the company that I've always been very appreciative of. I know it's a company, so it has to make money, and it's some stuff that's probably not the best that I don't know. And today, what I'm gonna be talking about is some of my favorite Nokia phones. Now, I've put a little twist on this because I want to talk about Nokia phones that aren't the regular phones that you're imagining. When you think of a Nokia, you think of a 3310, you think of a button. Look, you think of these type things. But I'm gonna do mostly like smartphones because Nokia has been amazing in making their smartphones. I think they've been more amazing making good smartphones than button phones. Just a little thing that I'll think, okay? But yeah, I want to also very emphasize this is not a video of me reviewing these phones. I don't have any of these phones. I'm ordering one, but I don't have none of them. I want to make this video like a gateway for you to explore these phones because there's a lot better people to review them, and most of my knowledge comes from Mr. Nokia, this lovely chap on the internet who has done a bloody amazing job of reviewing a lot of Nokia phones, and I binge watched all of his videos. Sadly, he hasn't uploaded in a year. I recommend you watch him. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the Nokias.
Down!
This is for my safety.
Put the phone down!
This is for my safety.
Put the phone down!
This is for my safety.
Put the phone down!
So first of all, I think I want to start with something that everybody can agree with me here. I want to say quickly like and subscribe, but in this top 5, I want to start with the Nokia N9. The Nokia N series are the GOAT series basically, but Nokia N9 really revolutionized. So from my understanding, at this time Nokia was in a rough spot because Android and iOS was starting to take off and Nokia had to, get up. So ditching Symbian, they created a new Linux-based system, Migo Hamaton, and I think this is the only official operating system with it, if I'm correct. And people talk about this thing like it's the second coming of Christ. But from what I've seen, and what I've seen people using it, this seems like an amazing operating system. This seems like a very modern operating system. This seems like a very unique operating system. And in my opinion, it's a very fascinating operating system. It's based on simple like slides, and there's no like buttons at the bottom. There's probably a better word to call them that I don't know. But overall, it's a really well software-wise developed phone. From what I understood, this phone was also with 1 GB of RAM, which was, I think, a lot for that time. And by the way, talking about that time, when you look at this phone, which years do you think this thing comes from? Come on, put your guess. Put your guess in the comments down below. I need those comments to, make YouTube promote. Just guess. Come on, man, it's just a game. Well, mostly I hope you're wrong because it's in 2011. This phone looked like this in 2011 when the competition looked like this. No, but this phone, one thing that Nokia will see me complimenting for this whole video is the fact that the design is absolutely amazing for these phones. This looks like a phone I want to hold, and I think I love about this phone is its size. It's small. Look at it. It's small. And I like that. My main problem with my last real smartphone was the fact that it was, big and uncomfortable, and it just was way too much, right? And I prefer a phone like this that maybe, yes, does less because it's Migo Hamaton. I know that's not supported, but I actually prefer it a lot more because it's a smaller phone, and from what I've guessed, haptic feedback was good, so texting was really easy. The internet, from what I understood, was really great. This was a great phone all around. This got critical acclaim when it came out, but sadly it didn't sell, which led to Nokia doing the deal with the devil. But we're gonna get to that. So overall, this is a phone I really want to get. It's a fascinating phone. I'd love to daily drive this at some point. It's a really cool phone for when I get the camera is really decent, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you. I think they're cool. The next phone is a little bit of a underrated phone. A little bit of a not talked about phone. This is the Nokia XL, and like with Nokia N9, I'm bringing this thing here because of its software. Because just like Mr. Nokia said,
What happens when you mix Migo, Windows Phone, and Usher OS into one?
that is a Frankenstein of an OS. I don't even know what Nokia was cooking up in the lab in fucking Olu. How do you even pronounce this?
Ulu.
Ulu?
Ulu.
Ulu?
Ulu.
Wait, this is how British would pronounce it. American, yeah. Aulu.
Alu.
Now this is not a big phone, it's a budget phone, it's a budget smartphone, so you would like get into smartphones by buying that, right? It's a really cool Nokia phone because it's based on Android. That's where it gets the Android part. It looks like a Microsoft phone, but it has functions of Amigo, so it's just a weird little combination that I love. Also, it's little, it has one cool button at the bottom, and it just seems like a phone with such a charm. It has a really big bezels, and I just love the design, the simplistic, the fun colors, man. Where are the fun colors at, bro? Man, I love my phone when it's in a light green, light blue, and white black. That's a great combination. You can't even deny. It was a really budget, you know, it was a smartphone that you would buy to get into, you know, owning smartphones, and it was really good. From what I understand, it's pretty good. It was sluggish. It was on the slower side, but it was a really weird phone. I really would love to get it someday. I'd love to daily drive it because it's a really cool phone in my opinion. Like, come on, don't tell me this thing doesn't look a little cool and adorable. Like, come on, the guy who's holding it's got him flipping out, man.
Lois trips on her chest and grabs her boob. Lame!
Alright, the next one is gonna be the first Windows phone. So if you know a little about Nokia history, which I don't know a lot, I'm just talking about why I like some of these phones. Nokia Lumina 1020 was an insanely interesting phone. If you look at it, you are gonna easily understand where this phone's main selling point comes from. It's the fucking camera, or known at the time I think it was Oreo bezels. Oreo bezels. Oreo bezels! This is a camera phone. There's 40 something megapixels. It was a great phone. Now, in my opinion, I like camera phones. I like my phones having a great camera. That's what I like. And this would be such a cool phone to own. Also, I have never, I think I was very young when I used a Windows phone once. I want to use the Windows phone again because I don't want to knock it down. I want to be fair to it. But this phone was absolutely built. The Carl Zeiss optics, which was the time when everybody knew him by his first name. I think that was an important guy. I don't know who he is, but he cooked on the optics, I guess. This was truly an amazing phone. It pushed like smartphone cameras, and by Steve Lynchfield in 2018, which by the way was a lot of, like, I think 5 years or 2 years or 4 years before the phone came out, he quoted, "In fact, as many subjects and use cases, this is still the Rolls Royce of phone imaging." It was that far ahead of its time. In my opinion, it is a really, really cool phone. I also love the colors of it. The designs, I think the design matters a lot in phones because this thing you carry every day. And in my opinion, for capturing memories, you know, this is an amazing phone. Thick camera, there's so many things you could change. Software was, well, it's a Windows phone, so it's your cup of tea or not. But in my opinion, the software was really good. Windows phone was always locked in 60 FPS. I'm pretty sure it was 60. And it was always, you know, really made really smooth. It didn't have the app supportability or the amount of apps that Android and iOS had, but it still did a lot. It also had this really cool camera case, which I just really like. It's sick in my opinion. It gives like a little camera holding thing when you hold it. It's cool, okay? Phones don't be made in like the same day they be doing. Oh, what did I just say? The phones aren't made the same as they were made back then. That's clearly like Nokia pushed the boundaries, and this is in the time where it was kind of their downfall. They still kept pushing the boundaries when they were out of the league, so I really like that. Okay, I really like that. I like that. This is a really cool phone. I would actually want the daily drives. And when daily, I drive all of them, if I'm real. We're pulling back to 2011. Is this in 2011? 2010? Oh, I'm a liar. Nokia N8 released in 2010. Apparently, looks like I'm a dumbass. But I think this is one of the first real sick smartphones. Look at the competition. Bro pulled up with the fuzzy boots. I think I love this phone. This came with 16 gigabytes, which by the way, for that time, was an insane amount of space you could mess around with. This had an insane camera, and the Symbian, I think it was Symbian free or Piper. Just correct it, Piper. Just correct. Symbian, or it was really updated to be more of a use. Now, Symbian was falling out of favor. A lot of phones were ditching Symbian, I think, for Android. And this phone is, again, of the N series, which N series is the GOAT series, which meant that Nokia basically was like, yeah, how about we put it all? Whoops, all features. And they just put everything in this thing. Great camera, great. I think it had a really colorful screen at that time, if I'm correct about that. This is just, again, a really cool phone. I love this thing. I would again love to daily drive it. Of course, I feel like this is a very shallow video because I'm telling, oh man, they're so cool. I'd love to tell you some more about them from my experience, but I can't. No phone. But this is like a really amazing phone. It's a really good phone in my opinion. Of course, it has flaws. From what I remember, the web browser was not the best, but it was overall a really great phone for that time. Also, the design. Look at this thing, and don't tell me you don't want to hold it. So many buttons, so powerful with the little goofy button at the corner. Like, I just like it. I like it. This is a cool phone. Hey, I like this phone. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end very quickly. This is not a long video. And we have come to the Nokia N95. Now, I'm sorry. This is the first phone you look a little more recognizable. This was a smartphone in 2007, I think. So this phone brought the whole squad. This was the first phone, in my opinion, and from what people saw it, said, to have a lot of features and to do a lot of features really well. Now, of course, there are 3 stages of this phone. It's just a regular when you pull it out of your pocket, when you want to type with the D9, and somehow fucking media controls when you pull it down. Like, it just switches, and that's crazy. With 8 gigabytes, the media controls were needed because you could also take amazing pictures. The camera was called one of the best cameras for at the time put on a phone. When this phone was released, the GSM Arena, place which has all the phone specs, which I'm probably flashing for this whole video, didn't compare it to anything other than the last 10 series because there was really nothing to compare it with. With an amazing camera, a lot of space, and I think quite a lot of space for these days. I mean, I don't think you're gonna be putting a lot of heavy apps on this thing, right? With a still usable internet somehow, with a headphone jack, yeah, feature headphone jack, replaceable battery, media controls, this thing just looks sick. And I love how it looks, like a fake chicken, It's like a thing, right? And as we're currently speaking, I'm getting sent one, which I'm gonna definitely daily drive. I mean, I have to. It's a really cool phone. I like this phone. This is one of my favorite phones I've ever had the chance of looking on, and I hope one day even holding, right? My first time ordering from eBay. Give me prayers, right? This is just a phone that, in my opinion, was Nokia at their peak, just saying, yeah, just put it all. They did it all. They put it all. Symbian was a powerhouse back then. Symbian was an ultimate productivity thing where you could just do everything, right? And you could just go wild in it. And I love it. And for that, I think this phone is amazing. And also, it has a kickstand. Yeah, modern phones are cooked, bro. No, but this is truly one of the most coolest phones I'd love to see. This is a very short video. I really plan on should I make this video or should I not, but I really wanted to make a video where I just kind of show you a little bit the extent of how cool Nokia made phones, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of more cool Nokia phones, in my personal opinion, that I would love to like show, but I could conclude it to 5 because 5 is just enough in my opinion. But in my opinion, I want you to comment what's your favorite Nokia phone, if you even use Nokias, or if you have any used Nokias. Sometimes I have to wonder, what if Nokia never signed a deal with Microsoft and just stick to Migo Hamaton, which in my opinion would have absolutely been an amazing software to use, because Migo Hamaton was shouted as best, right? There's a lot of things we can ask, but it's the reality we live in. So yeah, sorry if this video was a little lackluster. It was a little short. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Pied Piper, and have a pipe off day. Remember to check out my patrons here. And for all these phones, I've listed a Mr. Nokia video where you can get more and learn more stuff and stuff like that. And if you're interested in any of them, just Google them. Yeah. Anyways, have a banger day. Get those good vibrations and like and sub. I eat him in the new fist.